I'm Natasha Busst, and this is Nightline. The top stories. Sultan Ibrahim calls on ministers and deputies to serve with integrity and prioritize the people's interests. And Anwar tells new cabinet to act swiftly, make bold decisions, and deliver policies that benefit the people. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim has advised the new cabinet to always fulfill their duties and responsibilities with full integrity and to prioritize the interests of the people. The king said the government must give importance to the people's well-being, the country's stability and prosperity in line with the principles of good governance.
Saya nak sihatkan semua. Saya tak ada memihak parti mana-mana pun tak ada. Demi untuk rakyat Malaysia.
The king also emphasized the importance of teamwork among the cabinet members to ensure the country's administration runs efficiently and effectively. Sultan Ibrahim said ministers and deputy ministers must always make themselves available to the public and listen to the voices of the people. His Majesty also advised them to carry out the responsibilities entrusted to them with full dedication and a high level of commitment. Earlier, Sultan Ibrahim graced the presentation of appointment letters to the new cabinet members, as well as the taking of oath of office, allegiance and secrecy, a day after Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced the new cabinet lineup. The ceremony was held at 10 a.m. at Istana Negara. Also present were the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Fadila Yusof. 7 ministers, including 2 new appointees, were sworn in alongside 8 deputy ministers. They later signed their instruments of appointment witnessed by Chief Justice Dato Sri Wan Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh. The new ministers are Dato Sri Arthur Joseph Kurup as Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister, Dato Sri Noraini Ahmad as Plantation and Commodities Minister, Dato Sri R. Ramanan as Human Resources Minister, Akmal Nasrullah Muhammad Nasir as Economy Minister, Zulkifli Hassan as Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dato Mustafa Sagmud as Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Sabah and Sarawak Affairs, and Dr. Muhammad Taufik Johari as Youth and Sports Minister. Following the swearing-in of new federal ministers and deputy ministers, Anwar chaired the first meeting of the new cabinet, marking the official start of duties for the newly appointed members of the Madani administration. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said the Madani cabinet carries the people's mandate and must act swiftly, make bold decisions, and translate the aspirations and conscience of all segments of society into effective policies that can genuinely benefit the people. He added that the cabinet's priority is not merely to formulate policies, but to ensure decisions are implemented swiftly, with integrity, and to deliver tangible benefits to the public. He also reminded cabinet members to be disciplined and serve with humility, and to ensure that policies are executed smoothly to reach the people without delay or excuse. This is Anwar's second ministerial revamp since forming the unity government in November 2022. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said the adjustments to the cabinet are part of a bold step towards creating space for young leaders to play a greater role in the country's administration. He added that it also reflects the ongoing reform process within a government that is now stronger and more stable.
I think it's time that we project that. Why? I wasn't able to do that initially because we want to make sure that the coalition can be fortified and consolidated. But now I think we're strong, so I think let people a chance.
Anwar said this at a briefing with local and international media editors held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Putrajaya on Wednesday. He added that the removal of Dato Sri Dr. Zaliha Mustafa and Dato Muhammad Naim Mokhtar from the cabinet lineup should not be seen as a reflection of poor performance. Rather, both leaders have played a crucial role in establishing a strong foundation for the government's reform agenda. Anwar also criticized those who played on racial sentiments in relation to Hannah Yeo's appointment, stressing that the selection of cabinet members was not based on skin color.
Karena suara-suara sumbang, umpamanya pelantikan jemaah menteri, wilayah persekutuan, ya, tak semestinya bila ada menteri Cina itu dia akan menindas Melayu. Perdana Menteri mesti Melayu yang bertanggungjawab. Pengarah jabatan wilayah persekutuan Melayu, Datuk Bandar Melayu, bekerja sebagai pasukan. Ada keperluan membantu semua kaum.
The Prime Minister also emphasized that the government will take a firmer stance on sensitive issues moving forward to restore public confidence in national institutions. He noted that the stance will not be limited to legal action, but will also ensure that all processes and procedures are strictly adhered to, including by enforcement agencies. After the swearing-in ceremony, several ministers were seen clocking into their respective ministries on Wednesday. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Zulkifli Hassan, and his deputy, Marhama Rosli, clocked in at 12:18 p.m. on their first day of duty. Zulkifli also recorded his appreciation to his predecessor, Datuk Muhammad Naim Mokhtar. At the Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Ministry, Datuk Sri Arthur Joseph Kurup clocked into his office at 1:30 p.m. Joining him was his deputy, Syed Ibrahim Syed No. The government will review several aspects of the Reciprocal Trade Agreement, or ART, between Malaysia and the United States if they are found to be unfair, as there is still room for both countries to engage in further discussions. Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said there is still room for renegotiation, even though Malaysia cannot back out from the agreement, making it one of his key priorities as he begins his duties as the new MITI Minister.
Apa yang dah sign kita tak boleh reverse. Tetapi apa yang kita nak tengok bersama-sama MITI ni, kita tengok manakah benda-benda yang kita boleh ask for renegotiation. Mana benda-benda yang tak fair. Contoh kan, kita buat pasal ini adalah bukan benda yang dia ada titik nota. We just need to negotiate. We need to negotiate. If something that is not fair to us, we negotiate. Alright?
Johari said the reassessment is necessary to ensure Malaysia's interests remain protected without undermining existing international relations. Under the deal signed on October 26, Washington maintains a 19% tariff on Malaysian products, with 1,711 items granted tariff exemptions. In addition to reviewing the Reciprocal Trade Agreement, a detailed analysis of Malaysia's trade data will also be carried out and presented to the Cabinet. Johari said the move is crucial to ensure the country's trade flows continue to be strengthened, noting that particular attention must be paid to Malaysia's trade surplus, which has been narrowing despite a significant increase in the overall value of national trade.
In 2015, kita about 1.2 trillion total trade. Tapi what is our surplus? It's almost about 8.6%. It's about 109 billion. Tapi now, our total trade is getting bigger, sampai 2.2 trillion. Dulu 1.2 trillion, 10 years ago, 2015. Sekarang ni 2024, kita tengok the last figure is 2.2 trillion. Right? What is our surplus? It's only about 5.4%. So that is bawah tu, not much different.
Earlier, Johari arrived at the MITI Tower to begin his first day as the new Investment, Trade and Industry Minister. He previously served as Plantation and Commodities Minister since December 2023 and had also held the position of Acting Minister of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability. The floods affecting 3 states, namely Pahang, Johor and Terengganu, have worsened, with the number of people sheltering at temporary evacuation centers, or PPS, rising to 5,921 as of Thursday night. According to the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, there are currently 61 active PPS, accommodating 1,895 families across 7 flood-stricken districts. Pahang recorded the highest number of flood victims, with over 5,300 people placed in 54 relief centers. The worst-hit district is Kuantan, with 4,113 evacuees. Other affected districts include Maran, Bukan, and Rompin. In Johor, 317 people from 87 families are taking shelter at 2 PPS in Mersing. The 2 relief centers are SK Pusat Air Tawar and SJKC Chiao Ching. Elsewhere in Terengganu, 3 PPS in Kemaman remain open, accommodating 159 flood victims, while 2 newly opened centers in Dungun have received 107 evacuees. The Economy Ministry said it will explore every possible option to ensure that Malaysia's economy remains in the best possible position despite facing challenging circumstances. Newly appointed Economy Minister Akmal Nasrullah Muhammad Nasir said global economic growth is expected to slow down at least until 2027. In his social media post on Wednesday, the minister said this is due to geopolitical tensions, economic uncertainty, and global trade volatility, which continue to pose major challenges to economic growth. He said such concerns will guide his focus in determining the priorities that need to be addressed. Akmal Nasrullah was among the 7 ministers sworn in at Istana Negara on Wednesday. Meanwhile, a survey has found that most German companies operating in Malaysia are optimistic that the local business environment will remain robust heading into 2026, and that's despite global economic uncertainties. The Malaysian-German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MGCC, which has over 430 member firms, said 87% of surveyees rated the current business situation as good and satisfactory. MGCC Executive Director Hannes Farlock said 90% of respondents expect conditions in 2026 to remain stable and favorable. They highlighted Malaysia's position as a resilient economy with a predictable policy direction. He added that 49% of companies expect improved business performance, while 43% anticipate stable conditions. On the effects of the U.S.'s trade policy, slightly more than half of the German companies reported unfavorable impacts, while the rest experienced no direct consequence. Farlock said this is because nearly 2/3 of the respondents have no U.S. business connections. Man who allegedly stabbed grandmother to death remanded. This and more after this breather.
Belajar kini lebih semangat dengan TV Tuition. Lebih 5,000 video pembelajaran, lebih 100 hos hebat, terdiri daripada selebriti dan guru berpengalaman. Ulang kaji jadi lebih seronok dengan lebih 10,000 soalan latihan, serta ulasan guru yang membantu anda faham dengan cepat dan mudah. Apa tunggu lagi? Langgan sekarang dan stream ditonton. TV Tuition, belajar ditonton, bijak sampai lulus.
Sarah, what happened between you and Aiman?
Cuma lately ni, dia nampak macam paranoid sikit. Ya, saya bina dia sebab selalunya saya tak mampu nak cakap semua tu dekat awak.
Saya tak nak benda macam tu buat kita misunderstand.
Bila masa aku hantar message ni?
Sarah, you okay? Dari tadi I tengok you lain macam je.
Sarah, saya je nak explain pasal message.
Aiman, awak tak payah nak explain lah.
Macam mana boleh keluar teks ni tiba-tiba?
I Crush You, Jumaat dan Sabtu 9 malam. Di Lestari TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Macam mana Aira boleh terfikir macam Aira nak serahkan abang pada orang lain?
Aku tak nak kawan dengan kau. Sebab kau tadi...
Hah?
Sebab kau tadi...
Dia cakap apa ni?
Yes.
Aduh, sakit. Sampai hati kau.
Oh, tak nak kawan dengan abang sebab tak ada tonton ke?
Yelah, kan RM9.90 je. Sekarang barulah boleh kahwin. Kawan.
The Malaysian Border Control and Protection Agency, or AKPS, plans to send frontline officers to Australia as part of efforts to strengthen border security through exposure to international standards. Director General Datuk Sri Muhammad Shuhaili Muhammad Zain said the program aims to allow officers to learn best practices from the Australian Border Force, particularly in areas such as integrity, discipline and professionalism at entry points.
Shuhaili said discussions with Australian counterparts have so far received positive feedback, with deployments targeted to take place in stages each year.
Pegawai barisan hadapan ni jarang dieksposkan dengan standard-standard antarabangsa. Yang pergi banyak pegawai. Ya, yang buat ni jarang pergi. So kita sedang berusaha untuk menghantar barisan hadapan supaya dia dapat and they will be proud to say that they be given an opportunity to observe satu agensi yang dipandang tinggi.
The AKPS is also strengthening border controls through the use of technology, including the rollout of an auto-gate system at the country's entry points, which is expected to be fully operational next year. At the same time, the AKPS continues to face manpower shortages, currently operating with about 6,000 officers, nearly 50% below the actual requirement to fully secure all land, sea and air entry points. The agency is working to integrate the strengths of several core bodies under a single command through coordinated training, a unified work culture and a strong emphasis on discipline and command structure. The prosecution in Muar Member of Parliament Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman's corruption and money laundering case will be proceeding with the appeal against his acquittal. The Federal Court's Deputy Registrar was notified of the matter via a letter sent on Wednesday morning. Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Wan Shaharuddin Wan Ladin told the Apex Court that the prosecution had sought the views of Attorney General Tan Sri Muhammad Dusuki Mokhtar, who instructed them to proceed with the appeal. Accordingly, the appellant has also upheld the written submissions and oral arguments previously presented in the appeal.
Kami akui bahawa kami menghadapi uphill battle, uphill task dalam rayuan ini. Walau bagaimanapun kami masih percaya pada kekuatan kes kami. Kita tunggu dan lihat apa keputusannya.
Last Friday, the federal court granted the prosecution and defense a 7-day cooling-off period to reconsider their positions on whether the court should make a ruling on the appeal. Court of Appeal President Dato' Abu Bakar Jais, who chaired the 3-judge panel, had said that the prosecution must make a clear decision on the matter and inform the court within the given time frame. On June 25th, the Court of Appeal acquitted and released Syed Saddiq, allowing his appeal to set aside the 7-year jail sentence, 2 strokes of the cane, and the 10 million ringgit fine imposed by the High Court on November 9th, 2023.
In Kedah, a man suspected of stabbing his grandmother to death and seriously injuring his great-grandmother in Kampung Baru Bakai has been remanded for 7 days. An initial probe revealed that a 21-year-old suspect, who reportedly has an intellectual disability, is believed to have run amok before attacking both women with a sharp weapon, which has since been recovered by police.
The incident is believed to have occurred at about 6:30 p.m. at a house in the residential area. The suspect's 65-year-old grandmother died from her injuries.
The second victim, his 80-year-old great-grandmother, was seriously injured and is currently receiving treatment at the Kulim hospital. The suspect was restrained by members of the public and taken to a police station at about 7:50 p.m. The remand order, which runs until next Tuesday, was granted to facilitate investigations under the Penal Code for murder and attempted murder. Bondi Beach shooting, gunman charged with 15 counts of murder. The details when Nightline returns.
Musim tengkujuh ni elakkanlah rekreasi air. Ombak besar, arus deras, punca orang hanyut dan lemas.
Salah faham antara sakit kepala atau pening. Dua-dua ada risiko.
Kes orang hilang ada saja yang berlaku. Apakah punca dan cara elak daripada berlaku?
Awak tahu, saya ada suka satu kedai makan ni. Tapi ada satu masa tu asyik tutup je. Pelik. Macam kena sihir perniagaan. Takut.
Aku juga. Jangan lupa.
Isnin hingga Jumaat 10 pagi.
Ditonton dan TV3.
My mom's a teacher.
And your dad?
He's a liar.
You mean he's a lawyer?
You're the victim here. Driven into the arms of another man.
7.
Yeah, whatever.
It's his birthday.
He said he was going to be here. He promised.
What's wrong with me? I'm getting what I deserve. I'm reaping what I sow.
Saksikan Layar Layar Ahad ini 9 malam di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Masa permulaan saya dapat sakit tu, hidup saya rasa kosong. Tak tahu nak buat apa mula. Tak boleh fikir. Saya hanya fikir satu benda je masa tu. Fikir mati. Lebih penting tu anak dan isteri. Saya fikir. Saya pun ada sakit tapi saya boleh kontrol. Macam mana pun saya akan kontrol diri saya untuk diorang. Sebab anak saya makin kecil.
Melihat kembali kanvas penuh warna dan helaian fakta.
Menurut peristiwa, kisah dan detik yang membentuk arah negara dan dunia.
Imbasan 2025, retrospektif wajah masa depan.
Ahad 28 Disember, 5.32 petang. Hanya di TV3 dan stream HD ditonton.
Back with the foreign front. Thailand's military reportedly carried out airstrikes on Cambodian territory along the two countries' shared border early Wednesday morning, fueling concerns over rising military tensions in the region. Cambodia's defense ministry said the strikes took place in the country's 5th military region, specifically in the Chok Che district. Thai forces were also reported to have deployed F-16 fighter jets, dropping bombs on the area at around 6:25 a.m. The ministry added that Cambodian forces responded by firing BM-21 rockets at Thai positions. Meanwhile, Thailand said on Tuesday that Cambodia must be the first to announce a ceasefire to halt the deadly clashes, urging Phnom Penh to sincerely cooperate in demining efforts along the border to end the conflict. To date, at least 52 people from both sides have been killed since the conflict reignited on December 7th. At least 104 people have been killed in drone attacks across Sudan's Kordofan region as fighting between rival military factions reached deadly new heights in the brutal civil war deep into its third year. The central region has been battered by attacks since early December following the capture of a key army base in Bab Nusa by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces after a week of intense fighting. So far, the escalation has displaced tens of thousands and strained health facilities as fighting shifts from Darfur to central Kordofan. The deadliest attack occurred at a kindergarten and a hospital in Kalogi, South Kordofan, where 89 people were killed, including 43 children and 8 women. United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk said he was alarmed by the further intensification in hostilities and warned that targeting medical facilities violates international humanitarian law. A man who opened fire at Bondi Beach in Sydney was charged with 59 offences on Wednesday, including 15 counts of murder and 1 count of committing terrorism. The accused, Naveed Akram, also faces 40 charges of causing grievous bodily harm with intent to murder, as well as 1 charge of publicly displaying a symbol of a prohibited terrorist organisation. The New South Wales court said he was critically injured during the incident on Sunday and made his first court appearance from his hospital bedside. His father, Sajid Akram, 50, was killed in an exchange of gunfire with police at the scene. The case has been adjourned until April 2026. On Sunday, 15 people were killed and dozens more were injured in the attack, which targeted Australia's Jewish community at an event marking the first night of Hanukkah.
To announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Ryan.
Who's the members of the family?
On to sports now and the 2025 Thailand SEA Games. The Malaysian contingent was in feisty form, adding another 10 gold medals, the most the nation has won in a single day at the biannual competition so far. The latest results keep Malaysia inside the top 5 in the medal standings with a total of 40 golds, 46 silvers and 106 bronzes, just 8 short of the 200 medal target.
Pencak silat exponent Umi Mashita Hassan claimed the first gold of the day in the women's Class C event, while Muhammad Izul Irfan won the men's Class D after filing a successful protest over an infringement by his opponent. The Muay Thai squad also enjoyed a stellar day, with Mikhail Ghazali Zulfikar winning the men's under 57 kilograms, Wassof Rumijan taking men's under 54 kilograms, and Angie Yan upsetting the world champion to claim gold in the women's individual weight group. Malaysia's women's mobile legends Bang Bang team made history, capturing the nation's first gold in the event with a dramatic 4-3 victory over favourites the Philippines. In squash, Harif Daniel Jeffrey added 2 more golds, winning the jumbo men's doubles with Lau Wah Cern and jumbo mixed doubles with K. Savitra. The remaining golds came from netball, with women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event and men's T10 cricket rounding off a memorable day for Malaysia.
Moving on to badminton, the 2025 BWF World Tour Finals. Malaysian shuttlers got off to a flying start in Hangzhou on Wednesday, with 3 of the 5 national representatives securing victories in their respective opening group matches.
National women's doubles aces Pearly Tan and Tina opened their Group A campaign with a commanding 21-17, 21-11 victory over China's world number 4 pair Jia Yifan and Zhang Shushen. Despite competing at the Thailand SEA Games last week, where they clinched the women's doubles gold, the red-hot duo showed no signs of fatigue in Hangzhou. In the mixed doubles, world number 4 Chen Pangjie and To Yiwei beat world number 9 Goh Soon Huat and Siobhan Lai 21-13, 21-13 in an all-Malaysian Group B clash. Meanwhile, in men's doubles Group B, national top pair Aaron Chia and So Woo Yik fought back to defeat Indonesia's Fajar Alfian and Shohibul Fikri 22-24, 21-18, 21-19. Only the top 2 finishers from each group will advance to the knockout stage, leaving plenty at stake in the season-ending showpiece, which carries a lucrative $3 million prize purse and enhanced world ranking points.
Turning to football, the Football Association of Malaysia, FAM, has been hit with another setback after FIFA imposed fresh sanctions on the national body. The FIFA Disciplinary Committee ruled that FAM breached Article 19 of the FIFA Disciplinary Code for fielding ineligible players in 3 Tier 1 international matches. The committee, chaired by Vice Chairman Jorge Palacio, found that the violations occurred during Malaysia's friendly against Cape Verde on May 29th, which ended in a 1-1 draw. The same offence was also detected during Malaysia's 2-1 win over Singapore on September 4th. The third violation occurred in Malaysia's narrow 1-0 victory over Palestine on September 8th. As a result, the FIFA Disciplinary Committee ruled that Malaysia be declared 3-0 losers in all 3 matches. FAM were also fined 51,414 ringgit. The decision is directly linked to the 7 heritage players who are currently under suspension by FIFA. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at the Arctic and Antarctic, which have experienced their hottest year on record, with temperatures 1.60 degrees Celsius above average, triggering cascading impacts from melting ice to disruptions in global weather. With that, I'm Natasha. Thank you for watching and stay safe.